So hello friends, welcome back to ROMCart. Today in this video, let's take a look at the crDroid made by Official Psionic. So as we all know, Official Psionic makes really stable ROMs, good for gaming and battery backup. So today I have installed the latest crDroid ROM made by Official Psionic, which is based on Android 14. So let's get started. So first of all, just like other reviews, let's start from the about phone. So this is the about phone, and you can see here this is based on Android 14. The crDroid version is 10.7. The kernel that is used in this ROM is 4.14.352 neural kernel. Now moving to the system. In system we get the system profile. So in system profiles there is not much settings. We only get the sound options and the location settings. It is not like thermal profiles. Then we get the gestures, and in gestures we get some options like quick tap to start action. Here you can set any action like taking screenshot by double tap. If you double tap, it will detect the quick tap. Like you can see currently it is set on screenshot. So that's how the quick tap works. And we get some more options like navigation mode, and in navigation mode we get many options like hiding the navigation hint, hiding the IME space. So the IME space basically this one, and if we turn it off, the IME space gets hidden, but currently it's not working. I don't know why. So it is not currently working. Then we get the back gesture height, back gesture animation, back gesture haptic, etc. And hold handle to search. I think there's a glitch about the IME space. When we turn off the IME space, the gesture bar gets hidden. So if we turn on the navigation hint, we cannot see anything. So I think this is basically the circle to search option. I think that does not work on Realme 6 because it is vanilla based ROM. That's why that may not work. So this is it. And in press and hold power button we don't get the advanced restart option, but we do get that in the customization section. So this is the crDroid settings, the customization section of crDroid. And here we get a bunch of options, and crDroid offers various customization being a lightweight ROM like Lineage OS. So in status bar we get these options. We get the network traffic indicator and Bluetooth battery status, etc. Then in quick settings we get many options like header image. So currently it is like this, and if we turn on the header image and select any image like nature, it will show like this. And there is many options, you can choose any of them. It looks quite good, I think. So you can try these options out. Then we get the battery percentage. You can set next inside the icon, next to the icon. Then we get when to show the brightness slider. I have set the always show. When you just pull down the quick setting panel, you get access to the brightness slider. Then in tiles layout we get the QS tile style. You can set circle style, but that takes a little bit time to apply, and it will look like this. And if you set the circle style, you have to set the columns and rows. So if I set 4 columns, it will look like this. It is quite like Android 11, so I will keep it on default. Then we have the tiles animation. You can set custom animation for each and every tile. Then in lock screen we get the battery info. Then weather settings, fingerprint authentication, vibration, ripple effect, etc. Then you can turn off the power menu so that the power menu won't work on the lock screen. If we turn it off and use it, the power menu should not appear. Then in navigation we get navigation bar, pixel animation, layout, etc. In buttons we get these settings. We get long press torch, which is basically this option. When you hold the power button, it works, and this is available in most of the custom ROMs. And in user interface we get the ambient display. Then we have charging animation, navbar style, font style, etc. Then we have noisy notification option, heads up, island notification, and blink flashlight for incoming calls. Then in sound we have screenshot sound, vibrate on connect, etc. And miscellaneous we get many options such as unlock higher FPS in games, unlimited photo storage, Netflix proof, etc. Then we get 3 finger swipe, and you can set any custom action, not only taking screenshot. Then in about crDroid we get the official website, share crDroid option, and the link to their community, etc. Now the main settings that we get in the ROMs built by Official Psionic, the Psionic Lab. So in Psionic Lab we get a lot of options like performance mode, thermal services, etc. And for performance section I am coming to the benchmarks in few seconds. So in Psionic Lab we get CPU governor. You can set to power save, performance, conservative, etc. Then the CPU governor, and this is for big cluster and this is for little cluster. Then we have log GPU frequency, and we get up to 821 MHz, which is the most stable frequency. Then we have log current frequency, and this is for CPU. Then we have debugging disabler, which disables the ADV options. Then we have the screen battery optimization, ambient display. So in ambient display, if we turn it on, I think it should work like wake up on pickup. So it should work when we pick up the phone, the screen should turn on. You can see it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, but most of the time it works. Now we have the Realme Direct sound enhancer, which is basically the Realme sound enhancer that we get in Realme UI, and we get some options right here. You can set any headphone type, any preset. Then we have TCP congestion algorithm, and this is basically network optimization section. You can set any of this and try different types of network to get better results in gaming and other tasks. Then we have swappiness. I actually don't know what this is. You can try different options. Then we have USB OTG FPS info, which looks like this. Then we have engineering mode, radio info, etc. And we have some notes, like if you change the default kernel, features like CPU, GPU, TCP and swappiness may not work. So that's a point to consider. If you use any custom kernel, then these settings may not work. So it is preferred to not change the kernel. Talking about the battery backup is pretty good. With my 73% battery health, I got around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time in normal usage. And in battery usage, we get the usage right here, and adaptive charging, the charging control, battery optimization. So the battery optimization is an useful option. From here you can customize the battery settings for each and every application. Then we have the battery stats, and in battery information you get the battery information, but in MediaTek devices this option does not work. However, in Snapdragon devices like Redmi Note 9 Pro, Note 10 Pro, this option works fluently. Now moving to the other settings, in notification we have the flash notification and the conversation bubbles, and in display we get dark theme, night light, colors, smooth display and leap to wake, which doesn't work. You have to use the ambient display for that, which is this one, and this sometimes works. As I showed you, every second time it works, but takes a little bit time. However, let's go to the other settings. Now without further ado, let's talk about the benchmark scores. So let me show you the scores first. So first of all, in AnTuTu benchmark we got 3,68,791, and for CPU throttling test, let me show you the result. So this is the result. In normal mode, CPU throttled 85% of its maximum performance, and when I used two settings, which I am going to tell you in few seconds, I got 89% of its maximum performance. And for AnTuTu, I did not use any boost performance option. So for better scores in CPU throttling test, I just turned on the performance mode to powerful and set the thermal services to disable thermal services option, and I got 4% boost. Now talking about the overview of this ROM, you get many options. Unlike other ROMs, you get the BCR, which is the basic call recorder, and here you get the call recording. Like for example, let me call someone to show you the feature. So guys, I was talking about the call recording. So the call recording is basically working, and it is working in both the apps. I mean, in the dialer it is working. You can see when I click on record call, it starts recording, and the BCR is also triggered. So if I end the call, you can see in dialer, if I go to call details, you can see the call recording is working here and it is audible, and in the output directory the call recording is also present. You can see if I play this, you can see I just currently recorded it, I mean recently. So the call recording is definitely working, but if you want to record calls, you have to go to basic call recorder and turn on the call recording, set the output directory, and then disable the battery services. For that you can go to app info and then app battery usage and allow by clicking on unrestricted, and all the calls will be recorded automatically. So you don't have to think about recording calls. It will do that automatically. Talking about the default camera in this ROM is the lineage camera, and the lineage camera is definitely working. You can see the primary sensor, the wide angle and the macro sensor all are working, and this is on video mode. In photo mode it is definitely working, and if I go to frame rate option, It selects the 60 fps but it cannot record, just like other ROMs. Any Android 12, 13 or 14 ROMs cannot record 60 fps, both in screen record and in camera. So that's it. And for audio optimization we get the Dolby Atmos, and it is basically the Moto Dolby, I guess. However, you get the option. And for KernelSU, you get the KernelSU in the default kernel of this ROM, so you don't have to think about rooting because it is pre-rooted by KernelSU. So that's pretty good feature of this ROM. And for gamers, we have the game space where you can save any games by clicking on the library, and we get the Danmaku notification mode, log gesture, etc. So this is it for the review. There was no major bugs in this ROM, and the ROM is fluid smooth, just like Lineage OS. So if you all know, the crDroid is basically the Lineage OS with various customization that we get in all the ROMs, I mean any customizable ROMs. So we prefer crDroid because of its features and the fluidness of Lineage OS. So you can see how smooth it is, and I can open any app just like this, and this is fluid smooth like. So guys, I just missed an important option of this ROM, which is the taskbar. So if we open the settings of the launcher and go to miscellaneous, you can see we have use taskbar option. When you click on use taskbar, you will get a big gesture pill, but that is not the gesture pill actually. When you using any app, you have to just swipe up and you will get all these apps that you can add manually, and you can also access any application from the app drawer. So this is basically the app drawer that we get in this ROM. You can see whenever I open the recents, the taskbar gets activated and you can open any apps directly from here. So this is a convenient option who uses the phone very seriously. Then we have the app locker also, and in recents we get the memory info and shake phone to clear all tasks. And in home screen we get these options, and in app drawer you can turn on the themed icons. So when you turn on the themed icons from home screen, the themed icons will be also applied to app drawer. So if I go to wallpaper and style and turn on the themed icons, you can see it applies to the home screen apps and also the app drawer. So this is quite good. And if you change wallpaper, you get only on device wallpapers, and you can set any wallpaper manually. And the most important part is the payment apps. So does the payment apps work? Let me show you in the settings. So you can see in Play Store we get the device is certified. That means there will be no issue using payment apps. And also I have installed the Google Pay. So when I open the Google Pay, you can see there is no pop-up of rooted device. And also in Phone Pay, I cannot see any error. You can see I can directly enter any number here and simply click on proceed. And I think this is a minor bug of this ROM. The recent clear all button does not work every time. Sometimes it fails to work, so that is not a major bug. However, the ROM is really smooth and it's really stable. So if you want a good ROM for gaming or overall performance and smoothness, you can definitely go for this ROM. And the BGMI is currently downloading, so let me show you the gaming performance in this ROM. So guys, currently I am on BGMI, and I hope you can see the FPS meter right here. And when I am playing, just keep an eye on the FPS meter, and you can see the 90 FPS is already applied. I mean, I actually did that, it is not automatic. So in lobby I also set it on extreme, and you can see it's running on 90 fps. You can see the frame rate is 88 currently, and it's constant. So first of all I will do an arena training, then I will proceed to battle royale. So guys, you can see currently it is on 76 to 80 fps. And I think the frame rate is stable around 70 fps. And I will show the current settings that I am using, although I did not tweak anything, all are default. So guys, the frame rate is stable around 70 fps and sometimes we are getting around 90, and currently I did not even tweak any settings. So you can see in close attacks I am getting around 70 to 80 fps, quite stable. But let me show you the settings that I am using in the Psionic lab, and the RAM management is also good. So in Psionic lab all the settings are default, you can see all are just like you get out of the box. So guys, let me test a Erangel ranked, and guys, I usually don't play BGMI. I may not get enough enemies to test the performance. That's why I test in the team deathmatch or arena training. But still you can see the frame rate is quite stable, around 70 to 80 fps in the pre-match field. And talking about the current temperature, it is around 40 degree, quite high. But you should also see that the frame rate, that the game is running on 90 fps. The device must heat up. And you can see how smooth it is in the skies. And let's just go to this place, the Ocean Palace. And I don't think I will be able to reach that place. However, let's try. So you can see the frame rate is still on 80 fps and it's just like stuck on 88. I don't know why, but the frame rate is actually like 90, and I think I just jump on a wrong place, I guess. Let's explore. So you can see the frame rate is quite stable, around 90 fps I will say, because I did not see any drop under 85. The frame rate is almost 80, and just before few seconds it was dropped to 65. So I think there is some enemies, that's why there is frame drops. But still you can see it's lot more than playable. 60 fps is enough for playing, and currently there is no nearby homes. So yeah, this is the frame rate that you get. I don't think I will be getting enemies because I don't usually play BGMI. So let's quit the match and let me show you the temperature. Okay, so in battery information you can see the battery temperature is 47 degrees, so the CPU temperature is higher than that, and it's very high when you hold the phone, and 47 degrees is a lot, I will say. So it can give more than 70 fps, but you have to consider the temperature. The temperature will also rise to 46 degrees, 47 degrees, as you can see here. But you can do heavy gaming on this if you are on AC or in low temperature environment. Currently my surrounding temperature is around 37, that's why the temperature rises so high. So that's it for the gaming review. And for installation, let me just show you a quick demo how you can install this ROM. So the first step of installing this ROM is to remove the screen lock, and after removing the screen lock, make sure that you have the latest Pitch Black Recovery 4.0 installed on your device. And to install that, you may have to use any further steps like first installing any other custom ROM or trying to boot into recovery. If you cannot boot, then you may root the device to get access to the recovery. However, when you are successful installing the PBRB 4.0, just go to install and select the zip. Currently I don't have the ROM zip, so I will click on the zip and swipe to flash. You don't have to take anything, just swipe to flash. Then after the flashing is complete, you have to flash the GFs specifically for this ROM because this is a vanilla ROM. In vanilla ROMs, we don't have GFs pre-built, so we have to flash them manually. So I will also provide the GFs zip, that is also a zip file. If you don't know, just select that zip and swipe. So there is two files that have to be flashed, the ROM zip and the GFs. So when two files are flashed, just go to wipe, format data, type yes. So when you format data, hit enter and the device will be formatted. That's why you have to take backup also, like your personal data, WhatsApp, photos, videos, etc. And just reboot to system. When you reboot to system, in first boot it will take more time than usual, around 5 to 7 minutes, but then you will see the crDroid boot animation, which looks like this.